Northern Germany, the birthplace of such worldwide notables as Stefan Baumgart, Jan Ullrich and Otto Walkes. Its chalk cliffs inspiring the art of Caspar David Friedrich, but is there anyone more dear to the heart of tabletop gamers than Northern Germany's greatest export, Uwe Rosenburg? In this inaugural episode of The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, I'm here to look over the oeuvre of the King of East Friesland, and not just to exult in his brilliance, but also to rummage around through his back catalogue and find out where he didn't quite hit the mark. But before we move on to the unseemly carbuncles of his past, let's start with one of the best games ever made. Oh, and does this location actually add anything to the video? Nothing whatsoever, but it's quite nice though. It is the true magic of games that they can transform the most prosaic of subjects into a playground that is a delight to bounce around in. I have zero interest in water-based logistics, but Le Havre makes shipping smoked fish the most tense and consequential thing you've ever done in your life. Uwe is famous for his worker placement games, and here he strips it back to its bare minimum, leaving each player with one worker hopping between the buildings you've built yourself and those of your opponents. And if you find that decision too difficult, you can simply pick up the goods that have been left to rot on the dock. Although it appears willfully simple, the beautifully costed cards and the way turns go from being initially inconsequential to hugely important results in a game that has the best arc of any Euro out there. Throw in the need to feed your beleaguered dock workers into the mix and you have a wonderfully tight experience that is, without doubt, one of the best Euro games in the world. If you haven't played this, do yourself a favour. A younger and less cynical me queued at Essen to pick this up the year it was released, and while I rarely smile, the corners of my mouth crept up a bit when I snagged a copy of this one. Then I played it. I've never felt so betrayed. There are tons of brilliant Uwe Rosenburg two-player games, all creatures big and small, the inland port, and the best of the lot of them, Patchwork. So this one should have been great, right? Right? Wrong. The game simply doesn't work. There is one strategy which both players follow, but if you have the fortune to be chosen to be the first player, you win. Every time. The decisions are dull and the game is broken. I played half a game of this and put it back in its box, and it's been mouldering on my shelf ever since because there's no chance I'll be able to sell the thing. We all have our off days. Woof. But this is a doozy. Look at these. Not only are these pictures incredibly ugly, but they commit the biggest sin imaginable, being zany. Pull this game out of the box and you would have no idea you're about to embark on one of the finest negotiation games ever devised. Bonanza should be confined to the bin of history for art this bad, but 2 minutes into your first play and you know you're onto a winner. You're basically collecting sets, but you'll never draw the cards you need, so you have to cajole and threaten the other players around the table into trading with you. Bonanza does an absolutely fantastic job of leveraging self-interest into fun. And on top of that, it's an enormous laugh too. It's hard to imagine from today's perspective that the king of intricate Euro games could have created such a disarmingly simple game as this, but it has all the hallmarks of one of the greatest designs he's ever done. You need to play this. You don't have to take my flimsy word on it though. Reviews by people far cleverer and erudite than me look at all of these games in our upcoming issue devoted to the work of Uwe Rosenburg. And you can also read reviews of the hottest games on the market by going to tabletopgaming.co.uk, getting a subscription and enjoying the world's leading tabletop gaming magazine. And with this incredibly hard work out of the way, I'm going to go for a dip. in that inviting sea.